Welcome to the Hedgehog Watchdog with Greg Baldwin and my co-host Devin Saxon. It's been a while. It's been 3 months to be exact since we've done a podcast. So it's good to be back in the saddle again. For our loyal fan base, our tens of thousands of followers who have been wondering what we've been up to. I've just been getting fatter. Devin's been working a lot. I don't know.
Yep.
So yes, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 3 months since our latest podcast. I'll say 5 Hail Marys, and we'll get it going.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to do an episode tonight just to kind of cover the Libertarian Party of South Dakota is having their state convention May 6th in Deadwood. Saturday, May 6th in Deadwood. It is we are electing new officers this year. Well, it doesn't have to be new, but we are re-electing people for our state executive committee to serve a 2-year term. For those that don't know, I figure most people probably do, but I'm the current state chair of the party. Devin Saxon here. He's the current communications director. So we'll see what the party looks like come May 6th.
Yeah, it sounds like there's gonna be a lot of vacant positions.
Yeah.
Around. So if you're interested in running, it's a good time to do it.
Yeah, our current longtime treasurer, he's been our treasurer for 7 years, Daryl Root. He does his own podcast too called the Dakota Rustler Show. You can check him out. He is retiring on May 6th, so definitely need a treasurer, somebody that's good with numbers, good with deadlines, making sure you meet those deadlines. Maybe some fundraising experience. That'd be a nice one to have. I guess I'll announce. Most people probably already know this too, but I'll announce on the show. I do not intend to seek re-election as the state chair. Personally, I kind of would like to see new faces, new people coming in, some people that have, that high energy, motivation. I've been around. I've been around since 2016 myself, so I'm a little burnt out. I'd like to see some other people step up and kind of take this thing to the next level. I'm not saying I'm walking away completely. I ain't going nowhere. I've been a libertarian since 2009. That ain't changing. Regardless if National's a shit show.
Yeah.
Speaking of National, we do have a new Region 6 representative. The last one got voted out for not really doing his job. And the new representative is Marko Tunjevich, who was a delegate here from South Dakota to the National Convention. So he's the new regional rep. So that's kind of cool. We got kind of
go Marcos.
And they're going to be voting on a new alternate. There's I don't know. It's Bill. Oh, the one's William Redpath from Illinois, who's kind of a lot of people know him. He's been around a long time. I can't remember the other guy's name. Another guy out of Utah. Either one of them sounds like they'd be good for that. But
where's our convention going to be, Greg?
Oh, our convention, yeah. So it's at Cadillac Jack's in Deadwood. Yeah. So You can fucking come out, have a good time, stay the weekend, lose a bunch of money.
It's on an interesting weekend, isn't it? Right? There might be something going on the day before.
Cinco de Mayo is the day before, so come out, have some margaritas.
Most of your fellow libertarians are going to be there for Cinco de Mayo, so come a day early and stay a day late.
Come for the weekend and go home on probation.
Yeah.
This is the way.
Oh, dude, that'd be something we could talk about sometime. Dude, I feel like that this new Mandalorian season is very libertarian. I don't know. Maybe we should do an episode about it.
Yeah, we should.
This is the way.
I don't know about that not taking the helmet off, though. I don't know that I can get behind that. But anyway, back to the convention. So yeah, Saturday morning, first thing, bright and early at 10 a.m., Lisa Marie Nolan is going to be doing an activism training session for an hour. She was most recently the Deputy State Director for Americans for Prosperity, South Dakota. She's recently stepped down from that role, but she's still going to do the activism training, take everything she's learned from her last few years doing that. She's been lobbying in Pierre for the last few years too, so she's got a lot of experience working on issues and speaking in front of committees, and I figure that's what I'd like, to hear. We'll see what she's wants to talk about, and hopefully gets us motivated to, obviously we would like to elect libertarians to the legislature, but we can also affect change in other ways than just electing people. We can go to Pierre and we can speak on these bills too. I think that's why they put the Capitol in Pierre, though, is because it's so freaking far out of the way. Monday through Friday, the middle of winter. It's hard to get. It's not easy to go to Pierre in February in South Dakota when you live 4 hours away, But yeah, so there's plenty of things you can do to become a better, more effective activist, get shit done, promote freedom. So she's going to tell us all about that. That's an hour, 10 to 11. And then take a little bit of a break, and then we'll start credentialing people for the state convention, which will start at noon, high noon, as Devin put it. So then noon, I was trying to think of a joke. I didn't have one. But yeah, so then, we'll get started at noon, blah, 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 a lot of business, kicking, screaming. If this was a Republican Cracker Barrel, we'd be slapping each other. But yeah, so it's a pretty good time if you've never been to one. We'll elect, like I said, we're going to elect new officers. Those positions, I can list them: chair, vice chair, secretary, treasurer, communications director, membership director, and then we have 3 regional coordinators. We have West River coordinator, East River coordinator, and Sioux River coordinator. And the idea behind those coordinators is because we don't really have a whole lot of county parties officially set up. So those regional coordinators are, kind of promote events in their areas or help establish county parties in their areas. So if you like event planning, or you like if you're kind of a social person, regional coordinator is a good position to take on. Then after the election's done, we've got 2 guest speakers. They've both been on the podcast before. We've got Emmett Reisterhofer, who is I can't remember his official title. It's not CEO, but it's something close. Anyway, he is the owner of Genesis Farms, which is a local homegrown cannabis company in South Dakota. They provide medical marijuana, cannabis. They're a grow facility, but they also have dispensaries, and they have locations all over South Dakota, or just getting those locations up and running. But Aberdeen, Sioux Falls, Yankton, Rapid City. I think there's a couple other ones in there as well. So I wouldn't say he's got the monopoly on cannabis in South Dakota, but he's definitely in a good position because he's all over the state. They're growing their own product. He's going to come in and talk to us. I kind of gave him free reign to talk about whatever, but also if he wants to talk about like regulatory issues that the cannabis industry is dealing with, how government's maybe making it harder on him or his business, things like that. He also has experience again, speaking in front of like the city council in Sioux Falls on issues, things like that, which again, I think going out and speaking against some of this crap or speaking for things is important. But we'll see what he has to say. And then to cap it off, Colin Duprell, the 2022 U.S. House candidate, he is going to give the closing speech. So, so he's going to give us the closing speech. I don't know what he's got in store for us. I kind of thought he'd be giving the chair speech, but when he won the new chair position, but I guess he wants to save it for afterwards and give us a closing speech to remember, I guess. He's a pretty good public speaker, so I'm sure it'll be good. I put Devin to sleep. And then, as always, we are going to do an auction at the convention. And let me pull this up real quick. We always usually auction off a few little things at the convention. Where are we at here? And one of the items we're going to auction off at the convention, well, a couple items, I don't have pictures of them. Ashley Strand, who is our current secretary, and she said she will be running for re-election to secretary this year. But she said, or she is currently doing some cross stitch for us. And she sold a couple last year at Freedom Feast in just outside Sioux Falls at the Palisades, and they were awesome. One said like come back with a warrant, like cross stitch. Like I said, I don't have pictures, but like what you see at your grandma's house hanging on the wall. And so, yeah, it's kind of I thought that was pretty cool. She's going to make a few more of those for us to sell at the convention. And then we're at the National Convention in Reno. We got this little poster here. I got to get it framed. But we went around collecting signatures, got some celebritarian signatures on here. You can buy this at our convention. I would say the biggest names on it. The big one was I got Justin Amash's signature, so that's pretty cool. Scott Horton, who runs the Libertarian Institute. He also does a podcast, and he also runs antiwar.com. So Scott Horton, Justin Amash, we got Avens O'Brien. She kind of is like the unofficial photographer for these conventions. A lot of people know who she is. We got Kara Schultz next door from Minnesota. Roger Roots from over in Minnesota or Montana. We got Rick Stewart, former governor candidate from 2022 in Iowa. Everyone's favorite. We got Nick Sarwark again. Eric Rodstep. Steve Dosbach, who ran for chair in 2022 unsuccessfully. Wes Benedict. And a few other people. I actually, embarrassingly enough, don't know all the names of the people that signed it because I was sick during half of the national convention. So, yeah. So, and my convention mates did not answer me. But anyway, so we'll have that for sale afterwards. We'll have those awesome cross stitches from Ashley for sale after the convention. And then, yeah, it should be fun. We'll see what happens. No real big announcements other than that. The convention is free to attend. If you would like to RSVP for it, there is a link for that. It's just $10. That $10 covers will cover like your cost of like a sustaining membership for the year in the LPSD. We'll also have a little free gift for you if you RSVP. The room does only hold, 50 people-ish. So we typically do have 30 plus show up to these conventions. So it's not a bad idea to RSVP, but I guess we can pack them in there and ignore fire codes if we have to.
Hell yeah.
It should be fun. And then, I don't know, Saturday night, Libertarians on the town in Deadwood. I don't know what's going to happen, but.
Oh, yeah. Make it crazy.
Yeah, I've been to Deadwood a couple times, but I've actually never been to this Cadillac Jack. So I know there was rooms, last I checked, there were rooms still available. They're actually not too bad, $90 to $100. So it wasn't too terrible, and you can stay right on site. There were three different hotels on the property to choose from. There's like 3 or 4 restaurants to choose from if you stay there. I know Friday night, Cinco de Mayo, I was possibly they have a Guadalajara's in the place, so I don't know if we can mob that place and take over for the evening or sip margaritas. I don't know, but yeah. So it should be good. It should be fun. Oh yeah, the other thing. So any details, and I'll write this in the chat. If you want more details about the convention or anything like that, visit our website, lpsouthdakota.org. There's post in there talking all about it with links if you want to RSVP, anything like that. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, and then I think it's next Thursday. the 6th, on April 6th, we are going to have a pre-convention meetup. It's just hangout session, BS, meeting of the minds. We'll see. Try to get some new people to show up. That I've been kind of pointing people that direction. It's like, hey, if you want to run for something, if you want to meet other libertarians that are probably going to be at the convention ahead of time, come on next Thursday to that pre-convention meetup. Same thing. You can more details about that on South Dakota, lpsouthdakota.org. Also on our Facebook page under events. It's listed under events. We use something called what is it? freeconferencecall.com. You can download an app and join like a Zoom call with video and audio. Or there's also a phone number. So if you don't want to even do the video thing or download the app, you can just call into that number, which is kind of nice because we have some people that got bad cell reset or bad bars, bad Wi-Fi where they live. So you can call in. Anyway, that's next Thursday. And then the convention in 30 days. I guess that was really all I had on the convention. I know there's a million other topics we could talk about that happened in the last 3 months. I think honestly we quit podcasting for them 3 months, and then the world just kind of went to hell. We had Chinese spy balloons, we had train derailments, we had a president that was just indicted today. Ukraine war. I don't know if that started before. Maybe that started before we quit podcasting. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, lots been going on.
A lot of crap in South Dakota too. Melissa Mentley's organization and Ned Horsted, they've been on the podcast before. 605 Cannabis is suing the state of South Dakota. I didn't read all the details, but apparently the state of South Dakota tested some of their product and rejected it, and they're suing the state over that for loss of business. I think that's kind of interesting. We'll see what happens with that. Kristi Noem vetoed a hemp bill that would have raised the THC limit on hemp. I think it's like 0.2% currently in South Dakota is the allowable amount in hemp. And there was a bill to raise it to 5%, which honestly is pretty generous. I was a little surprised at that. But that was inevitably vetoed by Noem. Other than that, I mean, Noem didn't legalize weed. Legislature didn't legalize weed. I don't know. I'm not sure a whole lot of freedom-orientated bills were passed this year. I know one good thing that was passed was there was an occupational licensing bill that went through that allowed the state to recognize other licenses from other states. From I think it's all states. So it was a pretty good bill on that one. Veterans now can access medical marijuana for PTSD. That was added to the list, so that was a good one. Other than that, I don't know. They sure tried to ban a lot of things. I know that.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
No?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we can make this a short one. It's all right with me. I didn't have a whole lot. I did see a thing that China had brokered a peace deal between Saudi Arabia and Iran. I thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I heard they were also trying to broker a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia, but America doesn't like that idea.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Right.
All right, well, come to the Libertarian State Convention. I guess that's all I got. It's free to attend. You got to be a libertarian to vote. More details on the website. Check it out. Come next week to our pre-convention meetup. All right.
See it.
All right. See